the Father. And the third is the awareness of the knowledge of the drama for performing elevated deeds. Those who always remain aware of the three. Now, Baba is giving us, again, this is like one of those tips that he's giving us. He says, those who always remain aware of the three constantly keep their stage elevated. So for those who are interested in experiencing an elevated stage, this is one method that Baba is proposing. He's saying that just remain aware of these three awarenesses, hold these three awarenesses in your intellect, that awareness of the self, meaning the self being the soul, awareness of the Father, the Supreme Soul, and the awareness of the knowledge of the drama, knowing that this whole world is a drama. And since we are in this drama, now is the time for us to perform elevated deeds. So when every action you perform is filled with knowledge of the drama, nothing can shake you. Nothing naturally, as a result, nothing can shake you, meaning nothing can surprise you. So the essence is, sweet children, remember the history of your victory and defeat. Now again, Baba is talking about the knowledge of the drama, and he's bringing us into this awareness. He says, remember the history of your victory and defeat. So he's taking us through a journey of this cycle of time, that there was a time that we were in victory, and then we started going down, and then we went into the defeat. And that is being repeated again. That's why the title is Repetition of the Cycle. So remember the history of your victory and defeat. This play is about happiness and sorrow. The question is, in what way is this unlimited drama wonderful? In what way is this unlimited drama wonderful? This unlimited drama is wonderful because it continues to take place at every second throughout the whole world. Whatever part human beings play, whether good or bad, is all fixed. Om Shanti. Children, you now understand the meaning of Om Shanti because you have now become soul conscious. The soul introduces itself and says, I am a soul. The original religion of souls is, do you know what it is, Bob? The original religion of souls is?
I'd have to guess light and love.
Love, I heard the word love. What was the first one?
Light.
Light and love, right? Light and love, well, is even better than that. The original religion of souls is peace. You cannot have love if you don't have peace, right?
Right.
So we need to have peace. But that's the original religion of the soul. You know, the soul is originally and eternally peaceful. Peace is the religion of the soul, is the quality of the soul, is the DNA of the soul. But throughout time, we lost it. So Baba says the program now for all souls is to return home. Home meaning soul world. Who gives you this program for returning home? It is definitely the Father who gives this. He says, hey souls, the old world is now coming to an end. Nearly all the actors have appeared. Only a few souls still have to come. All of you are to return home, and then you will have to repeat your role. Children, you originally belonged to the original eternal deity religion. You went to the golden age at the very beginning. Then, after taking rebirth, you entered the foreign kingdom. Only you souls know this. No one else knows this. You are all children of the one Father. Children, the Father now asks you, sweetest children, do you understand what the Father says? You have now ended up in the foreign kingdom of Ravan. That's so interesting the way he names this world now, because we're in the Iron Age and we're in Earth, and we're somewhere in Earth, I don't know, in the United States, somewhere in the United States, we're in California. Yet Baba calls it the foreign kingdom of Ravan, because no matter where we go, there is Ravan. Ravan is there. And Baba is explaining, you lost your fortune of your own kingdom. In the golden age, you belonged to the deity religion that came into existence 5,000 years ago. You ruled for half a cycle, but you definitely also had to climb down the ladder. From the golden age, you went into the silver age, and then into the copper age, and then into the iron age. So Baba is taking us on a tour throughout this cycle of time and is showing us where we were, where we started, and how we went down the ladder. You know, we climbed down the ladder, and how we ended up in the Iron Age. Do not forget this. Remember the history of your victory and defeat. Remember the history of your victory and defeat. Children, you know that you were Sato Pradhan, and Sato Pradhan means pure. So he says, children, you know that you were pure in the golden age. And then, having taken rebirth, you ended up in the land of sorrow. So you see how he's talking, you know, he's like playing with words and playing with the pairs, you know, happiness and sorrow, victory and defeat. He's saying pure and impure, you know, you were once pure. And then as you took rebirth, you know, you came down and you went into the silver age and then into the copper and then iron age. Then you became impure. So it's sort of like, he's telling us the script of this drama, and how and that's why he says you need to know the history of your victory and defeat. You need to know the history of your happiness and sorrow. So do not forget this. Remember the history of your victory and defeat. Children, you know that you were Satopradhan, you were pure in the golden age, and then having taken rebirth, you ended up in the land of sorrow. You used to reside in the land of happiness. The land of happiness, which is where we were happy, because the land of peace is home, the soul world. The land of happiness is the golden age. You used to reside in the land of happiness, in the golden age. Then by taking rebirth, you reached your decayed stage in the land of sorrow. Children, you're now receiving Srimad. Remember, Bob, the word Srimad in one of the previous sessions that we had. Shri means elevated, Mat means direction. So Baba says, you are now receiving Srimat, meaning you're receiving the most elevated directions directly from God. You souls receive Srimat from Baba because it is you souls who were separated for a very long time. You were separated at the very beginning. Then you came here to play your role of happiness. Then when the time of your role of sorrow came, the fortune of your kingdom was snatched away from you. Children, you must now once again claim the fortune of your kingdom of peace and happiness. Souls say that there should be peace in the world. It is because this world is now tamopradhan. Remember, we heard the word sattopradhan. Sattopradhan means pure. Now, tamopradhan means the opposite, impure. Remember, today Baba is playing a lot with the words, with all these pairs of contrasts, extreme contrasts, So we have pure and impure, sattopradhan and tamopradhan. And that's why Baba says, it is because this world is now tamopradhan, impure, that there is peacelessness. This is the play about peace and peacelessness, another pair of extreme contrasts, right? Peace and peacelessness. It is a play about happiness and sorrow. You know that 5,000 years ago, peace was created in the world. The supreme region is the land of peace. There can be no question of peacelessness where souls abide. So where souls live and reside in the soul world, Baba says there can be no question of peacelessness there. Absolutely, that is non-existent. No amount of impurity, not even a drop of impurity exists in the soul world. That's like a no-no. It doesn't exist. One has to be pure to get back home. So Baba is saying that, that 5,000 years ago, peace was created in the world. The supreme region is the land of peace. There can be no question of peacelessness where souls abide. in the golden age, there was peace in the world. It was when souls fell that the world became peaceless. Everyone in the whole world wants peace. The original religion of the soul is peace. When a soul separates from its body, it is peaceful. Then it takes another body and starts to make the body move. Children, why have you come here? You say, Baba, take us to your land of peace and happiness. However, there is no part of happiness or sorrow to be played in the land of peace. Where is the land of peace?
The
So, well,
Soul world.
World.
Okay, and Bob, what were you going to say?
the golden age.
Yeah, the land of peace is always the soul world, home. Golden age is the land of happiness.
Ah,
You know, because peace is always very silent, is still. But when you come into this, back into the stage, into this drama, then you want to express, and you express that through happiness. So the land of happiness is the golden age. The land of peace is home. Paramdam, soul world, land of peace, etc., etc. So Baba is saying that Baba takes us to, we tell Baba that Baba takes us to the land of peace, which is home, and to the land of happiness, you know, which is golden age. And because, so Baba is saying, however, there is no part of happiness or sorrow to be played in the land of peace, because that is the land of liberation. So this is a piece of information that Baba is giving us. This is the knowledge of the cycle that Baba is sharing with us. He's saying that there is no part of happiness or sorrow to be played in the land of peace. So if in the land of peace, we know that in the land of peace, there can be no peacelessness. There can be no impurity, but there is also no acting, no playing out, no playing any different roles in the land of peace, in our home, in the soul world. So it's a good information. It's good information to know, because we know that all the playing our roles is down here. Up there, you just are in a state of peace. You're inactive. You're experiencing extreme peace, but no expressions, because we don't even have a body to express through it. So Baba is saying that the golden age is the land of happiness. The iron age is what? Remember the contrasts? So the golden age is the land of happiness. What is the iron age?
sorrow.
Is the land of sorrow. Exactly. How you come down is shown in the picture of the ladder. In your course that you have taken, have you seen the picture of the ladder? In the foundation course that you have taken, have you seen the picture of the ladder?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Great. So Baba says that how you come down is shown in the picture of the ladder. You continue to climb down the ladder, and then you climb up just once. So what he's saying is that we come down throughout the cycle, you know, birth after birth. But in this last birth, once we gain the consciousness, the awareness of soul consciousness, then we go back up. The gaining back that awareness can be very fast, can be a matter of a second. So you continue to climb down the ladder, and then you climb up just once. You become pure and you climb up. Then, whilst becoming impure, you climb down. Unless you become pure, another piece of information that Baba is giving us, another tip that he's giving us, another clue. Unless you become pure, you cannot climb back up. This is why you call out, Baba, come and purify us. First, you go to the pure land of peace, which is the soul world. And then you go to the land of happiness. First, there is happiness. Then there is sorrow. The margin of happiness is larger. If they were equal, there would be no benefit in it at all. It would become worthless. The father explains 3/4 of this drama consists of happiness, and the remaining quarter consists of sorrow in one form or another. And that too, it might not be, like a sorrow from birth to death. There will be pockets of sorrow, but we also have happiness in between. So that's why the degree, the amount of sorrow is much less, but also it can be much more intense because we have had a lot more happiness. And for equal amount, we can, maybe the sorrow amount is less, but the intensity might be higher. Sometimes it feels like you cannot handle it, you cannot tolerate it. But you have that inner drive, inner strength that keeps you going. And that's all because of all the accumulations that we have had through our spiritual effort in the previous cycle, that we carry that. It's sort of like, you're working, and you have all your saving for the rainy day. It's like that, but on a cyclical level. So Baba is saying that this is why it is called the play of happiness and sorrow. I myself give you my introduction and the introduction of the beginning, the middle, and the end of the world. In this way, I change you from, I like this comparison that Baba is giving us. In this way, I change you from atheists to theists. Now, sometimes some of the students who have come and have taken the class, they were like such dedicated religious figure, religious practitioners in whatever field they were in, and they were like, I was not atheist. But Baba's definition of atheist is so much like you really need to have a broad intellect to see and to hear what he's saying. If anybody who doesn't know that they are a soul, they cannot know the Supreme Soul. They know of the idea of God, but they don't know God himself. So when I don't know God, then I am an atheist, because I don't know who I am. I think I'm Lisa. You think you are Maggie or you're Bob. We think we keep hearing Lisa from childhood till now, from friends, from parents, from colleagues, from here, there, Lisa. So I am Lisa. So if I I have this mixed identity, then I don't know my true identity as a soul. And if I don't know I, the soul, then how can I know the Supreme Soul? That's why Baba says that in this way, I change you from atheists to theists. The people of Bharat do not even know how long the cycle lasts. Children, only you know that Baba is teaching you once again. The Father has come to this foreign land and entered this one in an incognito way, this one meaning Brahma Baba. In an incognito way. Baba is also incognito. People know about the body, but no one knows about the soul. The soul is imperishable. Another contrast. The soul is imperishable, but the body is?
Perishable.
The body is the opposite, is perishable. You should never forget the soul or the father of the soul. Meaning you should never forget of the, forget the imperishable one. Why do we keep fussing about the perishable part? Why are we not focusing on the imperishable? Because the imperishable is never dying. The imperishable is eternal. The imperishable one is never ending, is immortal. The body is mortal, the soul is immortal. And that's why Baba is saying that the soul is imperishable, the body is perishable. You should never forget the soul or the father of the soul. We are claiming our inheritance from our unlimited Father. However, it is only when you have become pure, it is only, like you should underline this word, only. It is only when you have become pure that you will be given this inheritance. The inheritance of God, peace, power, purity, all the powers, all the virtues can only be, I can only receive them when I have become pure. And become pure doesn't mean that I have to go and wash myself and shower and just think positive and this and that. No, become pure means the switch of your consciousness from Lisa to soul, from Bob to soul, from Maggie to soul, from Vinu to soul. We need to have that switch. It's like that attaining of that purity is instantaneous. So that's why Baba is saying that it is because you're impure in this kingdom of Ravan that you call out to the Father to come. There are two fathers. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is the one Father of all souls. It is not that the brothers themselves are all their own father. This is why it is said that I come in Bharat when everyone has forgotten the Parlokik Father, the spiritual, the subtle Father, the Father from beyond this world, the Father from beyond, the Parlokik Father of all religions. So the sentence is, this is why it is said that I come in Bharat when everyone has forgotten the Parlokik Father of all religions, and there is extreme defamation of religion. This too, forgetfulness, this too is in the play. So remember, you know, again, this is another contrast, the game, the play of remembering and forgetting, victory and defeat, happiness and sorrow. So this too is in the play. Whatever happens is repeated in the play. You souls come so many times to play your part and then you leave. This drama ticks away eternally. It never ends. It continues to tick away, but no single tick matches another. It is such a wonderful drama. Second by second, whatever happens throughout the world will repeat. The roles of the principal actors of each religion are shown. Each of them establishes his own religion. None of them establish a kingdom. Only the one Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, establishes the religion which is also a kingdom and a dynasty. That's very interesting and intriguing and thought-provoking piece of information. You know, that only the one Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, establishes the religion which is also a kingdom and a dynasty. Those people just create their own religion. And then all the followers of those religions have to follow them down from the soul world, have to follow them down. Who takes them all back? Doesn't matter which religion they are part of. All the souls, who comes and takes them back home? The Father. Many only play a very short role before the end. It is as though they have no specific part to play in the drama. Because, you know, there are many souls that will come at the end of the cycle. They have a very short role to play and they leave. And I was like, at first I couldn't understand how could that be. I like to be there from the beginning till the end of the movie, in the movie. But, well, that's the choice I made, you know, to play the role, to be from the beginning till the end. But then, you know, like when you watch, for example, a mini series, a series of, you know, a story that you see, for example, for 5 seasons. You can always see, for example, there is war and this and that, and then some people come in, they play a short part, and then they leave in that movie. They are not there throughout. You know, the main actors are there throughout, but there are very few souls that they just come and go. Very short lifespan they have in that drama. And the same thing in this unlimited drama. That's what Baba says, that many only play a very short role before the end. It is as though they have no specific part to play in the drama. In which direction does everyone's attention go? It doesn't matter what role they're playing, what role we all are playing. Baba is saying, in which direction does everyone's attention go? To the one who is the creator, to whom everyone calls out, O God the Father, O Supreme Father, O Supreme Soul. He is the Father of all souls. At first, there was the original eternal deity religion. Now, this tree is so huge and unlimited. So many things have emerged as a result of everyone's conflicting ideas that it becomes impossible to count them. Baba is talking now about, you know, when you look at the tree and you have the roots, you saw also the picture of the tree, right? In your lessons.
I can't remember.
It was the picture of the tree, the tree of humanity, of course.
Mhm.
And there was the roots and the seed, which is the supreme soul, and then there was the trunk, which was the golden age and the silver age. Then after the silver age comes the copper age, and all the branches start coming out. And these are all the different religions, Christianity, I don't know, Sikh, Buddhism, etc., etc. They were coming out. And then those branches, at first, even the religion, for example, the branch of Christianity, when you look at the picture, even the beginning, it was gold, it had its own golden age and silver age and copper age. And then at the end, there are so many twigs, so many small sub branches, and that is because of all the different denominations that came out of the one religion, Christianity, for example. I'm just using that one example. And this is why Baba is saying that he says the tree is so huge and unlimited. So many things have emerged as a result of everyone's conflicting ideas that it becomes impossible to count them. Because now, I don't know, can you actually count? There's so many variations of Christianity, and so many little uh, Bible schools and Bible houses, different variations too. It's like they're not following even the same Bible. They have all these different variations. And that's why he says, because of the conflicting ideas, that it becomes impossible to count them. The foundation of the tree is no longer exists. Everything else still exists. The Father says, sweetest children, I only come when there are these numerous religions and the one religion that has disappeared. The foundation has disappeared and just the idols are left. Isn't that interesting? Like the core, the foundation of religion, which is that religion of peace, that has disappeared. And now all the idols, whatever we are worshiping, we are praying to, we are, people are like looking to, depending on, it has remained. So at first, there was just um, the one original eternal religion. All the other religions came later on. Many souls come in the silver age. They do not come when heaven begins, meaning in the golden age. You are now making effort to enter the new world of heaven. The Father says, if you remember me and become pure, if you imbibe divine virtues, you can enter heaven. The tree has many branches and twigs, many branches, all the different divisions. And then, of course, the twigs, the divisions within the divisions. Children, you now understand about the tree. And also that you were the original eternal deities of heaven. In the golden age, we didn't need to have a religion. The religion was peace, and we were living a life of happiness. When you're happy, there is no duality. There's no contrast. There's no pain and sorrow. You're in complete happiness, in full contentment. It's sort of like you're in your element, you're in your zone. Why even wonder about what was or what will be? You are in the moment. It's just when we lose it, you know, Baba says that heaven doesn't exist at the moment. It is now hell. This is why the father had the questionnaire made in which you have to ask your heart, are you a golden aged resident of heaven or an iron aged resident of hell? How do you souls come down from the golden age into the iron age? It's good questions to ask yourself, you know. How do you come down from the golden aged deity, from heaven down to hell, iron aged human being? How do you climb up? The Father instructs you in this. How do you become Satopradhan, pure, from Tamopradhan, impure? By considering what? Because he's telling us, how do we become pure from impure? By considering what?
Considering we are souls.
Right? By considering yourself to be a soul. And what else? Do you remember? There's always two things he's asking us to do. Always, always. And he repeats this in every Murli. So by considering yourself to be a soul and?
Light or lighthouse.
Remember.
Remember what?
Baba.
Yes. Well, when you consider yourself to be a soul, you become naturally a lighthouse. But he's saying that you become pure from impure by simply considering yourself to be a soul and remembering me, capital M, me, that me. It is in this fire of yoga that your sins are burned. In the previous cycle too, I taught you knowledge and made you into deities. Once again, you have become Tamopradhan, impure. Once again. But you know, if you hear this from his perspective, from God's perspective, you can hear that he's telling us that you're a soul. And this is a drama. This is the way it was scripted. Once you were pure, now you have become impure. Now we are playing the impure role. But now that we are in the confluence age, we are moving into performing all the elevated deeds and elevated actions in order to once again become pure. So it's all part of the same story, but like meaning that we, like for example, when I was hearing this at the beginning, I used to say, oh my God, am I impure? How impure am I? What does that mean? But no, if the soul, I'm playing the impure role, it's just a role that I'm playing. So don't be so attached to that role and don't take it too much into, on board to bring you down. Instead, become soul conscious. Become aware that you're a soul. Consider yourself to be a soul so you can see the role that you're playing. You can see the mistakes that you're making, and it's all part of the play. He said, this too is in the play. He said that before. So that's why he says, there definitely has to be someone who can make you Satopradhan or pure again. No human being can be the purifier. When they say, oh purifier, oh God, their intellect goes up. He is incorporeal. and all the rest are actors who continue to take rebirth. I, God, the Supreme Soul, I am beyond rebirth. The drama is fixed in this way, meaning he cannot come into the story. And thank God that he cannot come, because if he comes, he too is going to forget, and who is going to get us out of this entrapment, right? Now he is coming and he's reminding us. But if he came into the story, and thank God, that's why he said that the drama is fixed in this way. No one knows this one, the Supreme Soul. You didn't know him either. You are now called the spinners of the cycle of self-realization. You souls must now stabilize yourself in your original religion. Stabilize yourself in your original religion. Your intellect must have firm faith that you are a soul. The Father explains to you how the cycle turns. This is how you become the spinners of the cycle of self-realization. No one else has this knowledge, and so you should experience a great deal of happiness. Our Father is also our teacher. Baba is very sweet. No one is as sweet as Baba. You souls are the children of the Parlokik Father, the Father from beyond, Parlokik Father. And you reside in the land of beyond sound, which is, again, the land beyond sound is soul world, right? Or the land of peace, the land of silence. The Father too resides in Paramdam. Paramdam, again, we defined this in the previous sessions, but it means Paramdam is another word for soul world. A physical father fathers his children, sustains them, and then at the end leaves everything to them because they are his heirs. This is the law. In the same way, the Father tells you, the Father, capital F, tells you, children of the unlimited Father, and that everyone now has to return home to the land beyond sound. Whatever is fixed in the drama repeats second by second. Not 1 second is the same as another. Whatever role human beings play is all fixed within the drama. You play a good role in the Golden Age and a bad role in the Iron Age. That's why he said that you're now impure. So we play the impure role. Again, very good to recognize this so you can separate yourself from the role and you don't associate and you don't feel good or bad about it. You don't feel inferior or superior about it. It's very neutral for you because you're just playing a role. Imagine if Tom Cruise kept thinking, I am that big guy that plays in Mission Impossible. I'm the world saver. No, he doesn't care. He just gets, he gets a role, he plays and finish. Then he gets an award or not. But it's just a role that we are playing. And we need to learn to separate ourselves from the role and become soul conscious.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is karma, so I think maybe I need to care about the role, how I play the role.
Yes.
because there's karma. So
Because of the, well, you see, the law of karma only applies in this drama. It doesn't apply anywhere else. It doesn't apply in the soul world at all. In the soul world, first of all, there is no acting happening, no play, no role playing taking place in the soul world. Here in this drama, we are. But the law of karma says whatever you perform, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. You're nice, you get a nice back. You're nasty, you get nasty back. So yes, if we understand that law, then we are also become aware of the choices we make. We become aware of how we conduct our time throughout the day. For example, if I'm sleeping the whole day because I can't be bothered with getting up today, I don't feel like doing anything today. The result of that is being tired, being more tired, and being dull-minded. I cannot think. I cannot move. What should I eat? You know, etc., etc. So we make decisions at this point. Every step every move we make, every decision we make, it brings benefit, or it brings sort of like it brings profit or loss to us. And knowing that I'm in the confluence age, I know in the confluence stage, my actions should be elevated, because confluence age, the role in the confluence age dictates to play an elevated act. So, for example, this time that we're spending now, every single one of us are performing right now elevated acts. I am performing elevated acts because I am using God's language to convey that back to you. You're spending this time, instead of deciding to sit and play video game or watch a show, or I don't know, drink 10 boxes of 10 bottles of beer or wine, you decided to sit here and feed the intellect elevated language. So we're making decisions. We made the choice to be here together, and it brings benefit, makes the soul feel good and happy and elevated by the mere fact that I made that decision, and made the decision in a positive way. Yes, we are playing roles, but we can also choose the roles we can play. That brings benefit to me and brings benefit to everyone. But more importantly, what God wants us to do right now is to become aware of who I am eternally, not this perishable role that I'm playing, named Lisa. Make sense?
So this role I play as Maggie is not as important as the soul.
No, because the soul is eternal, right?
Yeah.
Soul is imperishable. What is perishable in this equation? What is perishable?
Body.
Maggie.
Yeah.
Maggie is perishable. Maggie might have a very interesting role to play in this drama, but it's still limited. Look at Mother Teresa. She came and she left. Very interesting role she had to play, but she came and she left. Perishable. But what is imperishable is the soul, because now the soul is in another role, playing somewhere in another part of the world. Not anymore Mother Teresa. It could be something else, another character, maybe a famous character, maybe a non-famous character. But the soul travels. So what Papa wants us to do now, become aware of I, the soul. And in that awareness, then he wants me to also become aware of the Supreme Soul and remembering him. Why? Because he is the ever pure one. He never comes into this drama. And that's why if I remember him, then I can remember who I am too. I can remember that, oh, I'm soul too. I am like him too. And he always says, become equal to me. Become equal to me doesn't mean that I have to become like God. It means I have to become aware that I'm a soul too. Completely different understanding and different grasp of the reality that Baba is exposing us to. So let me finish this paragraph. Baba is saying that whatever role human beings play is all fixed within the drama. You play a good role in the golden age and a bad role in the iron age. This is why you human beings become unhappy. The kingdom of God and the kingdom of Ravan, very important point that the Baba is making right now, that we should really remember this and underline. The kingdom of God and the kingdom of Ravan cannot exist at the same time, meaning the golden age and the iron age. Another contrast, cannot exist at the same time. Because people do not understand the drama, they say that the Supreme Soul gives happiness and sorrow. Just as no one knows Shiv Baba, in the same way, no one knows Ravan either. The birth of Shiva is celebrated every year, and the death of Ravan is also celebrated every year. Your unlimited Father now gives you his own introduction. He says, consider yourself to be a soul and remember me, your Father. The Father is very sweet. Baba does not sit and praise himself. It is those who experience happiness that sing songs of this praise. It is you children who receive the inheritance from the Father. The Father is the ocean of love, and you are becoming just as lovely and sweet in order to go to the golden age. Baba says, children, do not defame me. I am making you into the masters of heaven, and so you must imbibe divine virtues. Now, defaming here again, it's not like don't talk bad about him or whatever, you know, because even if I do that, it's part of the role that I'm playing. But defaming means, you know, do not forget yourself. Do not forget that you are a soul. Don't go back and get trapped into the role and forget all about this and then go back into that state of sorrow and state of misery. You know, we were not made to suffer so much and to have so much sorrow. That's why it says, do not defame me. You must not make anyone unhappy. The Father says, I have come to make you into the masters of the land of happiness. The Father is the ocean of love. People are oceans of sorrow. They use the sword of lust and cause one another sorrow. There is no question of such things there in the golden age. There, it is in any case the kingdom of God. Children are born of such things there. sorry, the line got mixed. Children are born there through the power of yoga. It is with this power of yoga that you purify the whole world. So, becoming aware of I, the soul, remembering the Father, I become pure, you know, and this power of yoga, this power of union between the soul and the Supreme Soul is going to help purify the world. It's this that is going to purify the world, not any government or any military or any weapon in this world. None of this is going to purify the world or bring peace into the world again. It is with this power of yoga that you purify the whole world. You are warriors, but as yet are unknown. You are the Shiv Shakti army. Now remember the Shiv Shakti army last week, I think we covered this, that how Shakti means power, and that it refers, to the power within the soul, and you're using God's power. Thus, you are the Shiv Shakti, Shiv God, Shiv meaning God, Shiv Shakti army. So Baba is saying that you are the Shiv Shakti army. You are now sitting in the boat of truth. And when the deity religion has totally disappeared, God has to come to establish that one religion again. You are now establishing heaven for yourself by following Srimad. Srimad, by following elevated directions. So you're going to get the copy of this, Marley, too. And you can review the vocabulary in it, the contents in it. And of course, Baba was talking how this is the play about, peace and peacelessness, or happiness and sorrow, victory and defeat. This is the play of rise and fall, and day and night. There was another one that he said, I think, perishable and imperishable. So it's the various pairs of opposites that Baba brings to our attention. Do you have any questions? Or any comments or any special points that you heard from tonight's Murli?
And I want to know, after I pass away, can I come into...
After Maggie passes.
Yeah, yeah. So then I will come into the soul world.
Well, yeah, usually no, we don't go to the soul world. Just one
so
minute.
Where our...
Sorry.
Bless you.
Tickling in my nose. That's why it's just like I couldn't talk. Have you heard of the subtle region?
No, subtle region. Mm-hmm.
Subtle region.
That's a region between the earth and the soul world.
Yes, it's the subtle world, and it's a world of light. All the beautiful. Everything is made out of light there, and
light and love.
It's the world that Baba has created temporarily in the confluence age. And we usually leave, we would go to the subtle region, we stay with him, and then we take the next birth. We go back down, maybe after a week or two, I think after about 2 weeks, we enter into another womb.
Get another body.
Another body.
Play another role.
am playing another role in another set of families, in another place. Now the thing is that this is why it becomes so clear that why we should not terminate our life, ourselves, because then there is no other body ready yet. So we have to be roaming around until we can find a body. When you die, even through accident, and I don't know, through sickness or whatever, there is another body getting ready somewhere else for the soul to enter to. Because we need to play a different role, so we need to have our next costume ready. But if you just sort of like you're playing in a movie, and in the middle you get mad and you quit your job, and you neither have this job nor another job.
Yeah.
You don't do that. While you're playing this, another job is getting prepared. And that's why, it's not so much like, I mean, when I grew up, in Iran, and oh my God, suicide was like such a sin. And I had such fear of that, but it's not a sin. It's just that I'm going to have to, the soul have to roam around, and I don't have a body, so I cannot come and express myself, once again. Right now, Maggie is talking. The soul is talking through Maggie and is expressing herself, and Bob is the soul is expressing through Bob in a different way. Lisa is another puppet that the soul is coming through to express, enjoy, experiment, experience, etc., etc. But once we get so totally trapped in this role, and then we forget that there is a different world out there. There is a soul world, there is a subtle region, and there is a world of, the family of souls.
Why can't we stay in the soul world forever?
Because it's boring.
It's
Do you
boring.
really want to stay there all the time?
Stay in the
You
soul
cannot,
world.
you cannot even ask this question when you go there. You can go. I mean, I wanted to go and stay there forever, but I was like thinking in meditation, sometimes I used to think, oh my God, it's so boring to just stay in the soul world. Because just think about it, it's like a seed. The soul is like a seed. The seed contains the entire knowledge of the tree, right? The fruit, the flower, the roots, the trunk, the leaves, everything. But if the seed is not planted, it cannot show its beauty and its grandioso. It cannot show that, right? So if you stay in the bag is the soul world. You stay there, beautiful, very powerful. You contain all the knowledge within that soul, but you cannot express it. So you want to stay in the soul world? Stay, but soon after you want to come back. Oh, I want to be there with everybody else playing around.
I want to play. Then I want to
Eventually you
play.
want to play. So what happens is that I said to my teacher, I don't want to play. I'm tired. And she said, yes, because you're tired and you're depleted. The soul is depleted. So what you need to do is you need to recharge again. And that's what I did. And now I'm beginning to enjoy and appreciate life for what it is. Appreciate all this contrast that I see. But more importantly, appreciate that I am eternal. I, the soul, am eternal. Bob, do you have any thoughts or questions?
Maybe you could give a clue, like to realize, like I can say I'm a soul, but do I really know that? And maybe some sign or way to know that you're on that road, that you're realizing that.
Very good question. Baba, meditation actually is, if we truly understand it, it's a lot about self-talk. Maybe I'll just give you a little bit of example of the self-talk. You know, I don't want to take too much time because we have passed the time, but since this is our last session, I'll try just to close it with our meditation experience. But whatever we have read right now, I take each line as a point to talk to myself. So this is how I would talk to myself, saying that, you know, Baba says, children, the soul introduces itself and says, I am a soul. And then Baba continues by saying, the original religion of souls is peace. The program now for all souls is to return home. So says Baba. Confluence age is the age of extreme contrasts. The imperishable versus the perishable. The awake soul versus the asleep soul. Only the awake soul can recognize and appreciate the contrast. The awake soul, immersed in complete purity, once belonged to the original, eternal deity religion. And went to the golden age. Over time, after taking rebirth, having lost purity and started to come down the ladder, began to fall asleep. And then the awake soul that now is asleep entered the foreign kingdom of Ravan. Confluence age is the age to wake up, is the age to become soul aware, soul conscious, and is the age to remain awake. To fall asleep is extremely costly. The awake soul cannot negotiate any terms of conditions with Ravan. That's what the sleeping soul attempts to do. Negotiate with Ravan. I want a good life. I want happiness. I want everybody to get off my back. So the sleeping soul is constantly negotiating with Ravan. But Baba said, we heard tonight, Baba said that the kingdom of God and the kingdom of Ravan cannot exist at the same time. So how can an awake soul attempt to negotiate with Robin? Awake and asleep don't go together. How insane is that? Thinking that the awake soul can negotiate with Robin. So the soul has to wake up. Because the awake soul can never be deceived, tricked, or even seduced by any scenes in the drama. There cannot be any coexistence between the awake soul in the kingdom of God and the asleep soul in the foreign kingdom of Ravan. It is very clear to know this contrast and to know that the soul has an option. The option for the soul to remain awake. Every second, every moment is an opportunity for this elevated option of the awake soul to be used. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Did it help you, Bob?
Yeah.
So this is what happens, you know, we listen to the Murli, put together some of those thoughts and allow the intellect to play with those thoughts. We just summarized what we heard in a commentary format. So if you have to play with rocks or with diamonds, play with diamonds. I mean, if you have an option to play with diamonds, play with diamonds. And we all have this option. But habit takes us back to the pebbles and stones and rocks and sand and rebels. So hold that thought, play with this option, stay awake spiritually, but have a very good night physically. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
Are there any further classes?
This series have ended. After this, as I mentioned earlier, I know there are daily classes that are happening in the morning, Murli class. It's at 6 in the morning, but it does not go through this much elaboration. It's just that we listen to the Murli, you take points down in your notebook throughout the day, work with it, you know, again, play with the diamonds, play with the emeralds, you know, and allow the intellect to get more and more refined and stronger. So then you have questions, you can ask, offline. Sometimes in class there is some time and you can ask, but if not, then you can ask the reader, or your teacher, your burning questions. And always you're welcome to ask questions, because you need to be to receive clarification. Otherwise, your old habits are going to start eat you up alive. Robin is very clever in getting you into a world of doubt and a world of denial. So you need to use every resources to gain clarity.
Yes. So can we join that 6 o'clock?
Yeah, this is the language of God that you have finished. The next step is to join the 6 in the morning. You have your number. So I mean the Zoom number. So you join the 6 a.m.
Okay, it's the same Zoom.
Yes.
Okay.
With the same password, Om Shanti.
Okay, but
So
this
you graduated to your daily sessions.
thank you.
This is for the rest of your life. I remember I said to Daddy Janki, oh, I don't want to attend these classes every day. I hated school. I finished university. I'm done with school. Now I have to do this every day for the rest of my life. And she gave me a beautiful message. She said to me, right now, in the comfort of your life, in the comfort of your time, you're learning and you're making your intellect stronger and stronger. When the time comes when there is going to be upheaval and there is going to be riots and there is going to be all kinds of calamities that are going to happen, there will be no time to study, no time to make your intellect strong. And at that time, when you will be the one, when instead of you being the one helping others, you will be going door to door and asking for help. And nobody is going to be busy, because everybody will be on the field of service, and nobody will be there for you to help you. So now that you're comfortable, make yourself strong. Message she gave me, and I share that with you too.
Thank you.
Thank you, and we shall reconnect at another time for any other session that emerges. But meanwhile, enjoy your morning, Murli.
Okay.
Om Shanti. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.